Over a decade ago, the first email archive solution came to market to help with mailbox management. Companies were looking for ways to control email-related storage costs without using quotas, which negatively impacted employee productivity. Rising storage costs and concerns forcing employees to delete emails or to create personal archives still exist today. This is one of the many reasons why many companies are thinking about deploying a purpose-built email archive solution for mailbox management. The challenge is that old mailbox management methods do not align or only solve some of the challenges created by current email usage dynamics. This video discusses the market trends that create some unique mailbox management challenges and what email archive capabilities exist to address them. Now, the first market trend impacting mailbox management architectures is email capacity growth. In an ESG study of nearly 400 organizations, 40% said they were experiencing 20% or greater annual email storage capacity growth. To address storage growth, several email archive solutions leverage stubbing, where a small file is left in the inbox while the actual message and attachment is moved to an archive. When users click on the stub, the message is restored to the inbox for access, or the user is redirected to the archive interface. This type of stubbing shrinks the size of an employee's inbox, but does not reduce the amount of items in that inbox. Standard operations such as sorting one's inbox or conducting a search still take the same amount of time. As a result, when a company is hoping that mailbox management will improve email performance, stubbing will limit this benefit, especially as the email environment gets bigger. This issue has become so pervasive that Microsoft has issued technology notes so users know what to expect with Exchange and Outlook performance when they are archiving messages via stubbing. Now, email capacity growth also creates an archive storage challenge. The concept of an archive is to store messages in a separate, usually lower cost environment. However, IT still has to manage the archive storage environment. Our research of existing email archive users suggests that the size of these repositories has increased 500% between 2005 and 2009. That is a lot of data to manage. Now, the second market trend we should talk about is how employees access email. Web interfaces such as Outlook Web Access, or OWA, and Domino Web Access are becoming more popular. Nearly a third of the companies we recently surveyed said that OWA would be the primary means of accessing email for at least 30% of their employees in 2 years. Mobile devices have also changed how employees interact with email. Almost every email user now has a BlackBerry, an iPhone, a Droid, or other type of phone to stay connected to corporate email all the time. Now, because an archive should be an extension of the primary email experience, any mailbox management solution should facilitate access via the standard email application web interfaces. And mobile device support for archived messages is a must, making stub-based solutions less attractive as stubs usually cannot be read by the phone. The last big trend that has to be considered when deploying an email archive for mailbox management is the use of cloud-based or software as a service as the primary platform for email. For example, Microsoft is touting its BPOS solution to compete against corporate Gmail. In addition, IBM has enhanced its Domino offering so it can be consumed as a service as well. It's important to note that these primary email applications do not use the MAPI protocol. However, stubbing requires MAPI-based implementations. The mismatch is obvious. So if an organization wants to move to a cloud-based email application or has already done so, it has no choice but to evaluate non-stubbing based email archive architectures. Now, let's look at some of the more optimal email archive architectures for mailbox management deployments, as it is rather obvious that stubbing is not an ideal approach for many of today's environments. In several email applications, there is a concept where folders can be deployed within an employee's inbox, and the actual messages within these folders are stored in a separate environment. In Microsoft Exchange, these are referred to as web folders. An archive solution can leverage policies to move messages from the inbox to the web folders where they are stored in a separate environment. The messages are no longer in the main email application environment. They are accessible via a standard email client such as Outlook or Notes, and there are no stubs. The question that companies should ask is if the archived messages within these folders are available in OWA or DWA. And because the messages were merely moved from one location to another, a mobile device can be pointed to the archive location for seamless access. ESG does recommend that a company ask about specific mobile device integration rather than just standard browser-based access. A tertiary yet very important benefit of using a web folder approach for archive access is that companies do not have to use an archive vendor's email archive client plugin. These plugins can add value to the user experience, but they can also add some operational challenges. For example, these plugins have to be incorporated into any change management processes when IT upgrades an email client or the primary email application itself, which can be burdensome to IT. When it comes to addressing email archive storage management challenges, companies once again have to consider the impact to IT. Email archive solutions, including those with very strong mailbox management capabilities, are now available as a service. These cloud-based solutions save archive messages offsite, eliminating the need for a company to deploy any storage on their own premise. This reduces the need for IT to manage archive storage altogether. And the good news for companies is that many cloud-based email archive providers offer unlimited storage capacity as part of their subscription fee. Older mailbox management methods were great when email archiving first came to market, but market trends are rendering some of these approaches obsolete for many companies. There are better approaches available, ones that make it easy to manage archive storage, facilitate web and mobile device access, and improve email application performance. Using a solution that optimizes these benefits increases the chance of a successful email archive investment.